Hey guys, I'm back here with another video. So today I want to address something that I've been kind of living with, I guess you could say, for the past year or so, and it's about sobriety. So I have been sober for about a little over a year now. I think my sobriety date is like the 10th or the 9th of May. So just a little over, sorry, a little under a year and a month, but just about there. And you know, sobriety to me, I know that the title of the video is "Sobriety Sucks," which is not really how I feel. Well, it is how I feel, but it isn't how I always feel. It's something that it's like it's a feeling that comes and goes in the sense that when you when okay, let's say you're somebody who's not sober, somebody who smokes and drinks, occasionally at a party or something, or with friends in social gatherings. It can be for whatever reasons, or you want to go to a rave and do Molly or shrooms or acid. It can be a million different things. But what I'm trying to say is when you do those types of things, you're more you're uh, you're seen in a different way, I guess, or you're more like if I go to the bar right now, first of all, it's just gonna be weird because like it's gonna be a bunch of people that are just drinking and smoking and whatever, and I always feel out of place. Like I haven't gone to like a bar, but I have been to a pub in England. I went to go I went with my dad and my granddad. We went there, and we because it's like a family pub, right? You can bring whatever kids. I think I don't know if there's like a minimum age requirement, but anyways, you can bring your kids here. You can't bring your kids here, but in England you can. Um, and yeah, man, I was there, and it just pubs are not the best places. They reek of alcohol, and the drunk guys there are kind of crazy. Like they always say crazy shit. Um, but yeah, man, I went to a pub, and that was like my only like real experience with bars. I've been in places where they serve alcohol, but I haven't really had like a bar experience, and I don't plan to. Sobriety to me is something that sucks because you feel out of place at those kinds of establishments. Whether it be a venue for a concert and everybody's like jumping up and down and they're high, and it's like I don't want to go to those places. I don't want to go to a bar and not drink. I don't want to go to like certain places where people are always drunk or high, but like you're not. So what's the point? If you're not going to be taking anything, I don't know, it just sucks, and it sucks to know that you can't control yourself in a way, because there's people who take drugs recreationally, in the sense that they if they know, like there's some people who are content with just um like taking Molly at a rave, for example. I know I use that example a lot, but there's a woman that I work with that, she talked to me about it because that's what she does. She's like, well, if I'm not gonna not take it because I know that, I can't, I want to take some, but I'm gonna limit it to just taking it at a rave. And like, I wish I was more like that, but I also wish that I wish that I didn't have the that I hadn't spent a year trying to trying to get my shit together, because then it'd be easy. Like a lot of the times, I think it'd be easier if I was dumb, And I'm not calling people who do recreational drugs dumb. I'm just saying like it would be easy to just eat whatever and not worry about my health, or not like just not go to the gym, and you know what I mean, like it's good to live a healthy lifestyle, but it's also like it's nice to think like, what if I just left everything? Like, what if I just stopped doing this? You know, ooh, that sunrise is beautiful. But yeah, it's like it's fun to think like, what if none of this mattered to me? You know, like because some people they don't give a fuck about the gym or about how their body looks or about whatever. Like they just do whatever they want, and like I respect the fuck out of that because you're you know, you're your own person. Don't let anybody tell you how you should live your life or how you should be. Like, I respect that very much. But it's also like, once you see, it's like the Matrix. I've never watched the Matrix, but you know, it's like once you've seen it, you can't just go back to living your normal life. You know, like once you've, once you've worked out and eaten good and had a good diet and like have been physically active, a lot, and you get muscle mass and definition, and you you know once you do those kinds of things, it's hard to go back. So that's what it is for me. Like it's hard to I couldn't see myself drinking or smoking ever again because I'm like, look at how good I'm doing without it. But also like it fucking sucks to see people, especially now, at my age, a lot of people are in college and drinking and smoking and, kind of having those experiences. But I've already had I won't really go into what I was doing or what I was taking because I don't really want to talk about that. It's not something that maybe I'll talk about it in the future, but it's not really something that I want to talk about right now. And I also don't think that it matters because like you can you don't have to be addicted to fentanyl and like overdose to realize that you have a problem and become sober. Like I was taking, it wasn't just. I'll leave it at this. It wasn't just weed and alcohol. Let's just leave it at that. But once you realize you have a problem, and you take care of that problem, it's hard to come back. It's hard to be like, okay, I realized I had a problem and that I can't control myself. Let's try to control myself. But like I've already tried that, and it's too hard for me. Like it's too hard for me to do it. Sometimes I just want to do it all the time, and then it ruins my life, and it sorry, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have burped loud like that. That was rude. It takes control of your life, and it really makes the choices for you. Like that's what I realized, that what drugs are, or addictions in general, whether it doesn't have to be drugs, it can be gambling, it can be porn, it can be anything. Addictions are things that make the choices for you. So like if you were about to go and see your friends on a night out, but then, someone's like, you want to do coke? You're not going to see your friends. You're going to do that coke, and you're just going to sit there in, whatever. Like you get what I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but I'm going to try to formulate it in a different way. If you are given the option to either do said drug or go to a social event, and you choose to do said drug alone, and you want to just, you know what I mean? Like if you choose that to do the drugs alone, that's how you know you have an addiction. And that's how I knew I had an addiction, because I was like, I'm not leaving my house if I can't just get fucking wasted or get high or get whatever. Like I don't want to leave. Like I would just, and it gets even worse when you get like a pen or whatever, like a Benjamin, or I don't even know what people call them anymore. A cart. A cart is what the young people call it now. When you get a cart, you're just like doing it at home. You're not even going out and smoking bud anymore. You're just sitting at home like a fucking vegetable, just getting stir fried, and it's not really fun anymore. And so, there's that. There's also the fact that like when you go to like now if I went to a bar or something, I would feel so out of place. And I would also feel awkward because it's like why are you here, you know? Like why if you're not gonna drink, if you're not gonna smoke, like it's weird. And I've had people talk to me about like, oh well, you know, go to like like there's places where it's like a sober cafe, like a like they instead of drinking alcohol, it's like a coffee rave or what. I don't know what I didn't really understand it when the people like these guys at work were talking to me about it, but like that just sounds lame as fuck. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like I'm somebody who's pretty honest. I'm not like that sounds lame as fuck. If you have the choice between doing like shrooms or going to a fucking sober coffee rave, like really, are you? Come on, man. Who are you? Who are we kidding here? There's no, you know which one I'm choosing, right? It's not like and it's also I'm not I know that I'm coming off right now as somebody who isn't proud of their sobriety, which is not what I want to give off. I'm not trying to be like, boo, fuck sobriety. Like, if you genuinely have a drug problem, you need to like get your shit together. I'm not saying that like I'm not saying don't be sober. I'm saying be sober, but understand that it's gonna suck. You know, like I'm just looking at it from a realist kind of point of view where it's like I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not saying like, oh my god, it's like being reborn again or like whatever the fuck people say, whatever bullshit people say of being reborn again or being like this is like a new life. It's really not. It really isn't. It's just that you replace it. Like drugs are not something like it's something that you just substitute. So my drug would be the gym now because I do it 4 to 5 times a week. I'm always active. I'm always like meal prepping and doing shit like that. The gym is very much a drug to me. It's a good drug, but it's a drug nonetheless because if I didn't have it, like if I like if I couldn't work out, if I didn't have a gym membership anymore and I had no way of renewing it, or if I didn't like if there was something stopping me from doing it, I would like lose my shit because it's an outlet. It's a not an outlet, but it's a I don't know if outlet is the right word here. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a form of therapy, I guess, and I think drugs are a form of therapy as well. A terrible therapy. Don't get me wrong. It's not good to have like a therapy that is just drugs. You know, like that's not something that's good. But it's one nonetheless. So yeah, man. I think that like I don't know. I think that everything like if drawing to you, like if you're somebody who likes drawing and somebody takes away drawing or painting or whatever, like you're not gonna be happy whatsoever because that's your way of expressing yourself. That's your way of being like, this is me. So it's the same kind of way with drugs or with anything really. It's if you really love something. It's like fat people. When fat people like go on a diet, you're taking the thing that they love the most. Like fat people love eating. And if you take that away from them, you're basically just saying like, hey, go fuck yourself. Like you're basically just taking the thing that they love the most in the world and just being like, you can't have this. It's like putting a really cute girl in front of you and is talking to you, introducing herself, and then you're like, no, but you can't date her though. What? No, you can't date her. Like I forbid you from dating her. But why would you introduce me to her? Well, that's the way it is. Like that's kind of how it is. It's like, so I don't know. I feel like sobriety is not something that it's often something that's seen as like the good option, like the best option, the safe option, which it is, but it's also not sunshine and rainbows. Like I'm sick of seeing shows like BoJack Horseman is one of them, where at the end, they're very real about BoJack's sobriety. It's not they're not being like BoJack is not super fucking happy. He's like, I'm scared of losing my streak and whatever, and like I'm not. BoJack is a great show. I recommend it. I can't recommend it enough to people who haven't watched it. But I like that because they're not sugarcoating it. They're not saying like BoJack isn't magically cured of his problems, or he doesn't feel right or good magically because he stopped taking whatever drugs he was taking. Like it's very much a work in progress. And I don't know. I'm kind of sick and tired of feeling out of place whenever I sorry, I have a very sore throat. I said in my last video, I'm very sick right now. So shaking a bit of water because I've been talking a lot, so my throat is like just dying right now. Um, so I apologize for that. But no, I think that it's always weird to feel like it's fucked up because nobody tells you this. Nobody tells you like, hey, you're by the way, you're gonna feel like shit once you're sober. Like it, nobody says that. It's just like, I guess it's just something that people, you know when you get there. It's like it's something that once you're there, but once you're there, it's too late. Like you can't just unsober. Well, you can, but you're gonna feel like shit if you do. Um, it's something that you kind of you learn because you're doing it. And I feel like somebody should have given me at least like given me a heads up or something. Like they could have told me like, hey, by the way, you're always gonna feel bad about or like out of place or like awkward whenever you go to like certain places. So it would have been cool to kind of know that before, because now it's kind of late. Like I don't really want to start drinking or smoking again because I've made it this far. But it's also like it also just sucks. So yeah, man. But again, sobriety it can be nice but again, that's the thing. When you're sober, you want to try to go to like social events and whatever. But most social events are, depending on if certain drugs are legal. Like here, weed is legal, so I can't speak for everybody, but like when you're just like trying to have a good time, trying to stay, be on your best behavior, and like you're just smelling weed everywhere. It's like I don't know. It does something to you. It's kind of like a spit in the face kind of thing where like, bro, I'm trying to do good. Like why is the world doing this to me? It's not fair. I'm going out. I'm trying to be on my best behavior, and like every fucking 2 blocks, I'm smelling weed. It's like it's just a pain in the ass to deal with, really. And I wish that more people understood that, especially people that sign themselves up for that kind of stuff. They think that it's all nice, but it's really not. And a lot of people, they think that sobriety is like it's something that comes easily. Like once you're like at the start it's hard, and then once you're 1 year in or 2 years in or however long you're in for you've been sober for, that it magically gets easier. But I don't know, it gets hard. It's almost like life. I had a friend who used to tell me life doesn't get easier, you just get used to dealing with more bullshit. And it's very like I used to think about it like, damn, that's really deep. But like like it's not, it is deep, but it's more true than it is deep. Like it's just very true. It's just very like sad and true, because once you add once you add more stuff to your life, whether it be uh a kid or a fucking like whatever you want to add to your life. Like once you add certain stuff to your life, it gets so much more hard. And when you're a young adult, you don't think it's gonna be that bad, until it is. You know, you don't think like you think you have all the time in the world until you don't, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, man, it kind of scares you because you're like, I'm I'm like, you know, almost an adult now. Well, I am an adult now, and like I didn't think that my life would be like this. You know, I didn't think that I would be. I didn't even think that I would be sober. You know, I just thought like, you know, drugs are drugs, and you know maybe I'm not gonna try them, but then I did anyway. So, you know that like that kind of aspect is scary because you're like, there's something that I didn't even really care about that I ended up becoming addicted to. So like, what else is life holding back, like holding from me? You know, what else don't I know that I'm gonna maybe get addicted to for a fucking year? So like, I don't know. I feel like that aspect of it is kind of scary because you're never sure about anything. Like that's what's scary about life in general, not just sobriety, but like life. It's like you never know. Like there's so many things that like it's like that. There's a clip about like the Boondocks, and it's like there are known unknowns, but there are also unknown unknowns or whatever. I can't remember the quote, but like he's saying there's things that we know that we don't know, and there's also things that we don't know that we don't know. You know, unknown unknowns. So that like the unknown unknowns are kind of scary to me because it can be as much as it can be a surprise. It can be like the worst thing in your life. You know, like I recently discovered, well, rediscovered drawing again. I used to, you know, I didn't really used to draw that much anymore, but now I'm drawing more and more and more, and so I'm like I kind of rediscovered and fell in love again with drawing, and it's like that's an unknown. Well, that was a known unknown, but like there's things that I don't know that could really hurt me. The same way there's things that I don't know that I could really benefit from. So like I feel like that's kind of what sobriety is. Like you don't know, like tomorrow the worst thing could happen to me, or like the best thing could happen to me, and it, you know, it's hard to like not fall back into it whenever like bad stuff happens because it you for so long you resort to that. You're like, well, my life's falling apart. Let me just go smoke, or let me just go take these pills, or let me just go whatever. Like you that it's like a what's it like a reflex, I guess you could say. And so after a while, you just get used to it. So like, sobriety is also taking the dumb shit and you know making good decisions now. You know, being like, I can't make these bad decisions anymore. I need to be responsible for my own happiness and be like, yo, like I can't do this stupid shit anymore. It's hurting me. It's hurting the people around me. It's not good. It's just really really bad. So yeah, man, it is. It's always like it's always a challenge. Obviously, I'm not trying to be like, you know, don't be sober or be sober, whatever. Like you do whatever you want. If you think you have a problem, try to fix it, and if not, then don't. You know, like if you don't think you have a problem, don't try to fix something you don't have, obviously. But if you do have a problem, you know, just go talk to a friend. Maybe because talking to family members is kind of intimidating, or not intimidating, but like you kind of feel shameful for like needing help. So some people don't really want to talk to their family whenever they're having like drug problems, which is completely understandable, by the way. Like I'm not saying that oh, it's so easy. Like it's not easy to ask for help. So I definitely understand where those people are coming from. But I just think that it's hard to be sober for many reasons, not just for the social aspects, but also for like the future aspects, because you don't know like at least when you're you're using, I guess you not using, but at least when you're not sober, like you you know that like oh, if I'm having a shitty day, I'll just go like to the bar or something. Like, there's some people that like, oh my god, I just had a terrible week. Get me that first beer now. And I don't know. I feel like those people, not it's not a bad reflex, but it's not a good one either. Like it's a good reflex to like forget about something. Like it's a good reflex to not dwell, because that's also a problem. Like when you're sober, you have to just face reality. You have to face like the choices you've made or the people you've hurt or like stuff like that. So it you know it's not as easy as just saying like, oh well, I'm sober now, so sorry, I'm drinking now, so I'm just gonna go, have a drink at the bar and forget all about it. It's not as easy as doing that. It's like you have to really sit there and like, sit there and think about, okay, well, I did this and that. I'm not proud of this. I should have done that, or you can't really drown it out anymore. You really have to sit there and look at your own decisions. And there's something kind of sad about that. And yeah, man, I don't know. I've just been yapping for a bit too long now. Uh, I think I've said everything that I wanted to say, really. I looked at my other video like after I recorded it, and I saw it was like 22 minutes, and I was like, "Fuck, that's like way too long." I find myself saying, or sometimes even repeating shit, and I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna look bad," or "People are not gonna like this," or "People are not gonna like that." So I don't know. I don't know if I just speak a lot, and sometimes it's coherent, sometimes it's not. I don't know if this video is going to be coherent. I know the last one was kind of bad. I'm trying to be better, I am just starting off now, so my public speaking is not too good. You know, my cadence is not too good. I know I don't have the most entertaining voice in the world. It's kind of dull. But yeah, man, if you guys enjoyed, I hope you did. Maybe some of you guys can find a little bit of clarity in what I'm saying, or maybe you just think I'm a bumbling idiot. I don't know. Anyways, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.